March 21st, 2021, I rode the water taxi there in Oklahoma City, Bricktown. That's right behind Brickopolis. They look like little loveys. Little boyfriend and girlfriend. Happy, happy. Floating along together. It's a shame all the trash that's in the canal. I guess they only clean up every once in a while. Sweeties.
This thing in Oklahoma City is called MAX, and it stands for Metropolitan Area Projects, and it was a penny sales tax increase that we vote for. The original MAPS tax actually started in we voted for it in 93, and it ran from 1994 to the summer of 99, and it raised about $380 million in that 5.5 years. And that actually goes to all these like projects that we want to do for the Oklahoma City area. And the canal is one of those. We built the canal with over $20 million, and I'll point out a bunch more for you guys along the way. But so every time the MAPS tax comes to an end, the mayor at the time comes out and he's like, hey, here's a whole new list of projects that we'd like to do. You guys want to vote for these too? And since the first ones did so well, they vote for them like clockwork now. We just voted for MAPS 4 in November, and November 19th, and we're just wrapping up the MAPS 3 project right now. So it's pretty cool. It does a lot of good stuff for Oklahoma City. Little bump coming up here on the left side, guys. I'll point out a bunch of stuff for you guys. We've been very impressed with it. It's been really, really great for Oklahoma City. And it's cool because we don't go into debt for anything. Everything's Center Music Hall, where we have concerts and Broadway shows and stuff that come through Oklahoma City. And then also they built the arena, the Chesapeake Arena, where the Thunder now plays, and that was an addition to Oklahoma City as well too. That was part of the original maps, and it gave us the ability to have a venue. And then actually on the inside wall, kind of by the sun up here, there's a tree branch that has a lizard on it. He's a mountain boomer. That's our state lizard here in Oklahoma. You guys didn't even know we have a state lizard, did you? Yeah, the Okc Octopus. And it's a great big octopus that goes down the back side of this big building on the other side of the baseball park. And the head of the octopus is in the middle, and the tentacles make these big. This bridge is one of those spots I do like to be cautious with. That's a long road trip for White Castle. I did White Castle, last time I had White Castle was in, pretty good. Kind of like a Five Guys. You hit Five Guys? Yeah. Jersey Mike's good. Yeah.
It's just not in downtown, but it's still
Oh.
all the fast. Whoa! You guys are gonna get sprayed.
I think you got it.
It's amazing. That's cool.
Actually, right in front of us, there's a tree that has some little pink buds on it. That's a red bud right there. On the other side of that other ball pepper. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, bud.
Where are all the waterfalls made from?
What are the waterfalls made from? So they're part of a filter system that cleans the canal. I'm not sure where the stone comes from, but they definitely are. I think they're Oklahoma native stone. They bring them from the Arnold, I believe. I'm not sure what kind of stone it is though. So we got a piece of art to show you guys here. This series of sculptures that you guys see here is a scene from the land run of 1889. It's a really big event in Oklahoma history here. I'll tell you guys a little bit about the sculptures, and then I'll give you kind of a breakdown on how and they just finished this in 2019, just a little over a year ago. It was in December of 2019. And they put up the first about 6 pieces in 2003, and then every year they added a few sculptures to it until they just, like I said, just finished in 2019. Like I said, they have seen the land run in 1889. My people that are from Oklahoma all know this story because it's a big event in Oklahoma history, but most of you guys are from out of state, so I'll kind of cover that for you guys. So, if you were standing right here in 1889 before April, you would be standing in the middle of what is called the Unassigned Land. It was a big, huge portion of land in what's now central Oklahoma that was belonged to the federal government, and it was not part of this. It was free statehood. This was way before this Oklahoma became a state in 1907. So it was almost 20 years before it was even a state. So this big piece of property was millions of acres, and it was called the Unassigned Land. And there's a bunch of folks called boomers who really wanted the president to sign over the land so it could be settled. And what would happen was that boomers would be in Kansas, and they would pack up and they would run down here into the Unassigned Lands, and they would try and build a town. And they would hop down here, they have a little tent city, and they'd start building some small buildings. A week or two later, the army would come and show up, and they'd be like, hey, you gotta get out. And they would run them back up to Kansas, and they'd wait there for a few weeks, and then they would turn around and they'd come back and they would try again. And they did this over and over and over again until finally the president gave in on it, and President Harrison signed the Unassigned Land to be settled via land run on April 22nd, 1889. So they came in and they divided up the property into farming plots. Most of them are 160-acre farming plots. And at noon that day, everybody lined up all the way around the property, and the army shot up cannons, and they rang bells, and they fired their guns in the air to let everybody know it was time to go. And they raced across the prairie. And when you got to the property that you wanted, if you're the first one there, you pulled up the flag out of the ground, and you stuck your own flag. So we can fix them if we have to. It's just that's the way the dirt is in Oklahoma. It's just a red clay that's mixed in with our dirt.
It's hard to get out of your clothes.
I'm sorry, here. So it's really not. You have to be conscious of it when you're farming because it does grow well in those areas. But if you till it up too much, then you start getting like a big cloud or whatnot. It just blows around. We have a big man like the Dust Bowl. It's like
That big tall building is?
the big tall building.
Yeah.
The tallest building up there, that's the Devon Tower. Devon is an oil and gas company that's based in Oklahoma. That's their headquarters up there. It's the tallest building in the state of Oklahoma. It's 880 feet, I believe. And it's 50 stories. The very top floor, too, has a restaurant up there. It's a pretty cool place to go eat. I think it takes reservations most of the time if you're going to sit down and eat. But they do have a pretty great bar. You can sit down and have a cocktail, look out the window. Window washer that day, I would not be a window washer the next day. Yeah. It's pretty wild. The street that runs in front of the Devon Tower is dead, and they had to close the block there for about 2 weeks because there was no pieces of glass that was still falling out of the sky for almost 2 weeks. If I'm making it look easy, then I'm really proud then, because it's a little. I don't know. Grand Lake is a big lake, but I don't know if they have any islands on them or not. So we got anybody celebrating a birthday today? No birthdays, huh? How about an anniversary? Any anniversaries?